got some Bust the Move here, and I'm pretty sure I got most of what I was saying about it. Great game, great fun for multiplayer. Got this from RUp78, and it's one to check out for sure if you like that type of puzzler game. Next one, I haven't really got to try out a whole lot, but it's Urban Chaos. Adios. I'm thinking this game, it looks on the back like it's going to play like the games at the time they were putting out, the Soul Reavers and stuff like that, third-person action game. So I'm going to check it out. This one was a pain to get my hands on for some reason at a good price. I ended up getting it for what I wanted to pay for it and stuff, and it's just, you don't run into Urban Chaos a lot. And I think this is also available for the PlayStation 2 if you wanted to check it out. Next is a great game, and that is The Typing of the Dead. It's House of the Dead 2. If you've ever played House of the Dead 2, that's the type of game it is. The gameplay is very unique. You may or may not know, but you just plug in the keyboard, and it's kind of like a typing class, but you're killing down zombies. You know, I'd be an amazing typer if we had this in school back in the day. This is a very, very fun game, and you wouldn't think learning would be fun and addictive. Maybe you guys like that type of thing, but this is a really fun game. I would check it out. Alright, this is a harder to get your hands on game, and it's the Walt Disney World Quest Magical Tour Racing. And this game, more than the wacky races, is Mario Kart clone. I mean, almost identical. Really fun game. That doesn't make it a bad game. And there's missions to do, and it's been a good time so far. I usually play with Chip or Dale, and it's a good time. And on the levels, which is unique, every different world you go into on your map and stuff are different theme park ride settings and stuff from Disneyland. So that's kind of cool about it. I've never been to Disneyland or World. I know you, but I've never been there, so that's kind of cool, you know, to see what kind of main attractions I've heard so much about. I get to play them in a video game. That's good enough for me. Alright. Prince of Persia Arabian Nights. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this or not. Probably the oldest out of the bunch. And basically, it's Prince of Persia, the Prince of Persia most people are familiar with. It's like kind of in between. It almost plays like Sands of Time, but it doesn't play like the older ones back on the Genesis and stuff. So this is kind of awkward time Prince of Persia was still finding themselves as a game. This is one to check out. I like it. If you like platformers, and I love platformers, man, this game is really good. I don't know if you checked it out. Very obscure, and that's Super Magnetic Neo. It's very colorful, very hip, and I really like the whole scene. You're a magnet dude. North and south are your powers, and you can jump around doing stuff. There's a lot of metal beads everywhere that you can zip up and down because you're a magnet, and it's just a really fun, quirky platforming game. And it's different. Let's see if you can see this on the disc. I mean, let me show you how quirky it is. I mean, look at the disc. You got that lovable character there on the disc, and he's just like hanging by a noose with blood coming out of him. And it's pink, and you see this, you would never think, and then you open it up and you see this guy being hung on the disc. So it's a crazy game, and I would check it out. This last game right here, it's not the last game, but this next game here, I should say. Great game. We open it on Let's Open a Game, and it's not, I wouldn't say the most rare or the best shoot 'em up on the Dreamcast, but it's definitely one of the more affordable ones on the Dreamcast, and that's Gigawing. This game is really fun. You can, get the points, and it just has a crazy point multiplier is what I was trying to spit out there. It's a really, really fun shoot 'em up, very vibrant, and it's expected. As a Capcom spaceship shooter on the Dreamcast, we kind of know what to expect after playing Mars Matrix and so many fine titles from this company. If it was anything less than that, I would be surprised, and it did not disappoint. Alright, a game that did disappoint, Industrial Spy. And the reason it disappointed is not because it's a bad game. And this game looks like it's awesome. It looks like it's a espionage RPG, kind of Metal Gear Solid meets RPG. I don't know what I'm saying there. And the RPG that's compatible with the arcade sticks got me intrigued from the get-go. This game doesn't load. And it advertised, and I knew that when I bought it. They said it wouldn't load in my Dreamcast, and I figured it would probably be scratched, or maybe their Dreamcast was going bad. I have disk resurfacers, I have the tools to fix it, and I can get it to recognize it and stuff, but it just doesn't want to play all the way. So I'm looking for a disc only. I will replace it, since I do own the game and everything. It wasn't bad to do this. I backed it up, and I've been playing it on the backup, but I haven't got to try a whole lot of it yet. Game I've replaced. This is my third copy, if you can believe it. This one works like a charm. I've been loving it, and every time I pick up this game, it doesn't work. And it's just like I never throw a fit because this game doesn't warrant a high price, and it's easy to replace. Talking Sega GT. So now I got my third copy of Sega GT, or this is my second copy. I have another one coming in the mail, and that's because, and that one I won for like $3. This one I won for $5 shipped, and I was bidding, doing that thing, where you expected to get outbid on one of them, but you won them both. And I'm not the type of guy who's not going to pay if I win a bunch of items and they're the same item or ridiculous. If I bid it, I'm paying. So I got another Sega GT on the way. Unfortunately, I'll keep the best of the two. Now these last two games, they're not really commercial release games that cost a bunch of money, but I just thought I'd share them with you because they're really fun. Beats of Rage, Castlevania, Symphony of Destruction. And this is a Castlevania beat 'em up, Streets of Rage, after seeing Homebrew, and it's a really fun game. Check it out. And there's another game that's was unreleased, but it's a really fun game, and I got a cover and everything for that, and I wanted to share it with you guys. That's Propeller Arena. And this is for the Dreamcast. This game came out, it was supposed to be set 2045 in the future, but you're running planes around New York City into buildings that resemble World Trade Center. This game would have came out in 1999-2000. Us in America know what happened with the Trade Center, the horrible disaster of 9/11. Sega's being sensitive as they could, as always. They pulled it off the shelf. Just like back in 99 when Columbine happened. We live in Colorado. I live in Colorado. Everybody that's stuck in the 90s is from Colorado. So, it was right here. Columbine was right in our backyard that this happened. But Sega, being sensitive, they pulled the House of the Dead the way they did it and didn't sell the guns, and it was toned down a little bit for an American audience. Sega's always been a little bit cautious when a disaster happens, because Virtua Fighter got them in a lot of trouble, and you would think Mortal Kombat's more gory, I understand all this, but a lot of people were pulling Virtua Fighter out of their arcades because it was spawning people fighting and all this violence. I'm not joking. You would think it would be Mortal Kombat and more controversy and stuff like that, but get on YouTube, search around, type in, Virtua Fighter being pulled from arcades, and I remember gaming in a lot of arcades I would go into, there would be Street Fighter there and be like, oh, what happened to Virtua Fighter? What happened to Virtua Fighter 2? And there's like, oh yeah, we're not doing Virtua Fighters, we're not doing Virtua Cops, pretty much not doing the Virtua series. So Sega's always been cautious after that, I think, and this is all opinion, but the thing about them pulling the Virtua Fighter, that's fact. You can look that up. My cat's going crazy. Alright, I'm rambling. That's a video in itself if we talk about all the games that are getting pulled out of arcades and help spark controversy. And Tipper Gore, she's really big into the parental advisory rating board thing, and that's a whole other discussion, so we'll get into that, or maybe I'll write something about it on the website. So we'll see you guys later.